guys, I'm Danielle and this is Bookchara and you are watching my Getting Away with Murder TBR game. So this is a relaunch of sorts. I have not played my game in 9 months, but I have a couple reasons for coming back at this point. And those are, first of all, I was just ready to play my game again. I watched my March TBR game video and I could just see it written all over my face. I was done. I just really, my heart wasn't in it at the time. So I'm excited to play. Also, there is a very exciting announcement coming up December 1st that I am a part of. And that announcement was also a huge motivator for me to get back in the game. So I have made a couple, modifications, I guess, again to my game, other than the last modifications that I made, which were to give each character a special ability. I am still going to implement those special abilities this time around. But I will also read to you some of the other changes that I have made. And this is really just to make it a little bit easier on myself and hopefully make me want to stick with this for the long haul. So changes I made in my clue card stack. Previously, there were 4 books that were my TBR hopefuls and 5 books that were randomly chosen from my unread books. So I just flip-flop those numbers. Now there are 5 that are my TBR hopefuls and 4 that have been randomly generated. Okay, so that's the first change. The next change is that when I collect a weapon, instead of having to also generate that book at random or choose that book at random, I am going to get to choose a specific book from that coordinating genre. And then we also have, and this was just something I think I was already doing this, but I wanted to just clarify it. And while I'm mentioning it, I actually did put the rules to my game in a Google Doc, and I will share the link to that below so that if you guys want to play, you have the official rules without having to watch through my launch video. So the other change was, and it had to do with the secret passages. As always, if a magnifying glass is rolled, it trumps any prompt card in the room accessed via the secret passage. However, if my next roll remains clue card free, I can choose to stay in that room and collect the prompt card. So I just wanted to clarify that. And then the final change has to do with the number of books that I start with in a given month. So to give myself a break, again, I, in the past, have started with 5 books and then stacked punishment books on top of that. Going forward, I am not going to be starting with any more books than there are full weeks in the month. And so I'm considering a full week to be Sunday through Saturday. And so some months will have 4, some months will have 3, but that will be where I start. That means, yes, that say I didn't have any punishments in a month and there are only 3 weeks in the month, 3 full weeks in the month, then all 3 of those books are going to be in the case file. So that does take away from the suspense a little bit, but I think we're just going to kind of see how it goes and go from there. So now I am going to go set up the board and we are going to find out what books I am reading in December. Okay, so I thought it might be fun to see what books were in the case file from March, and just to see if I actually managed to read them since then. I forgot what's in here. So we've got Fangs, which I know I did read. We've also got Necessary Lies, which I did not read. Okay, I had to adjust the lighting because I thought I would have enough natural light in this room, but obviously not. Okay, and the third book that was in the case file is Weird Things People Say in Bookstores, and I did read that one. So that's not bad. I read 2 out of 3. Let's see. So now we're going to roll and see which character I play as. And I realized while I was setting up that this was actually something I forgot to include on the Google Docs, so I will add that. So I rolled a 5. I'm playing as Miss Peacock, and she's right over here. Did I really leave her special ability off? Oh my goodness, I am slacking so bad. Okay, it's cool. I sold my hard copy. Just when you think you have it all together. Okay, so Mrs. Peacock, aka TikTok, has nothing but time. Her special skill is that I have 1 extra week to complete any case file book without being penalized. So that is amazing. Although 4 books should be really doable. Roll number 1. And I don't know why I say that, because I can roll as many times as I want. Okay, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 9. In the billiard room, we've got a new to me author. For new to me author, I chose Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I have never read Laini Taylor, and I have 2 book friends, both Chaz and Amy, that insist that this is a Danielle book, which I have to assume means it is whimsical and magical and atmospheric, and I don't know, there might be a little love story in there too. I'm not sure. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think I'm gonna love it. I think I'm gonna love it because those 2 people know me pretty well and know my reading taste pretty well. And yeah, I'm really, really happy I was able to get this on my TBR for December. And I don't know that I'm gonna be really worried about picking up the weapons during this particular round of Getting Away with Murder, because there's not really anything I have in mind in particular that I want to read next month, which is kind of fun. It's going to be all surprises, hopefully. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want to mention that all of these cards, the prompt cards, were shuffled before the game. I did add some new prompts this time around, and you will be able to distinguish those because they are on green paper. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our next prompt, we have read a self-destruct book. So that'll be kind of interesting because I just unhauled a bunch of books. I'll have to go back and watch my shelf destruct video. For my shelf destruct book, I will be reading Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This one, actually, I still had, and really, I still have the other ones. I haven't actually done anything with them because I thought I was going to be able to donate them to my library, and then my library is not accepting donations. But I did hang on to this one because I am looking forward to reading it. Yeah, this is a Queen of Hearts retelling. Yeah, and really when I was looking back on my shelf destruct video, I was really pleased that there are a few on there that I have read. So that's a really good feeling. But yeah, this is great. For our next prompt, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot believe a clue card has not come up yet. So the books that were chosen at random from my unread TBR, I actually had The Woods by, I think it's Harlan Coben, or is it something like that? I had that book come up twice. So that book is actually in that stack twice. And 6. 1, 2. So we're in the study. My 4th prompt is to read a book that I've been meaning to read all year. That's one of the newer prompts. A book I've been meaning to read all year is Unholy by Neil Shusterman. This is the second book in the Unwind dystology, I believe. I read Unwind back in February. I read it in like 2 days. I absolutely loved it. I was like, this is going to be one of my favorite books of the year. And I have been meaning to pick up the next book all year, ever since then. So yeah, obviously I don't want to tell you much about what's going on in this book. And the fact is I couldn't because I don't really know. But in the first book, it's so when you're unwound, it's basically you're used for parts, okay? And this is like, yeah, they basically harvest your organs. So I know that sounds so crazy and you're like, Danielle, why would you be fascinated with that? But it's just, it was really, what's the word? It really pulled me in. Let's put it that way. I really was interested and wanted to know what was going to happen to the characters in that book. I was invested. There you go. And I'm going to roll. I'm probably going to take the secret passage because you know I love to. Unless I get that. Womp womp. Okay, so I'm taking the secret passage. This prompt card is void for this turn. And I am picking up a clue card. Oops. Oh my gosh. What'd I tell you? I was just destined to read that book this month. Okay. And then finally for my clue card, I got The Woods by Harlan Coben. Yeah. All I really know about this one is that it's a mystery thriller. There is a little blurb on the front that says, I see my father with a shovel. And the back says, County Prosecutor Paul Copeland is still getting over the loss of his sister 20 years ago, the night she walked into the woods, never to be seen again. Now, as Cope struggles to raise his 6-year-old daughter alone and try one of the biggest cases of his career, evidence links him to a man who has been viciously murdered. The victim could be the boy who disappeared along with Cope's sister. And as hope rises that his sister could still be alive, dangerous secrets from his family's past threaten to tear apart everything he's been trying to hold together. So yeah, I feel like I heard about this one on Instagram. Let's go with that. So yeah, this one just, I've had it for a while. So it's good. It's good. It's good that it made it on my stack. And really there is not a single book on my December TBR that I'm not looking forward to. So this really, really worked out well. We need to draw and put 3 books in the case file. So I've got those in here. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And if you're new here, basically I will need to have read all 3 books that are in the case file in order to get away with murder. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to read all the books because obviously there is one book that isn't in here. So if that happens to be the book that I don't read, then I'm also getting away with murder. So there's more than one way to do it, if you know what I mean. Just kidding. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really glad that this part of my channel is back, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you are good with the changes. I know everybody is usually so compassionate and just like, do what works for you, take care of yourself. So, I mean, this is just an amazing community and you don't need me to tell you that. Please, please, please tune in on December 1st. There will be an announcement on my channel, Pages with Paige channel, and Naomi's Bookshelf channel. I'm not telling you any more than that. I'm just saying there's going to be an announcement. I'm very excited. It could potentially impact everyone, all of you. And so, yeah, it's going to be amazing. Let me know in the comments down below what you are looking forward to reading in December. If you have not already, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you very soon with my announcement video. Bye.